Today is the real July 20th, rather than, well, yesterday was the real one as well, but yeah, this is actually the proper post for July 20th, 2016. I'm in Florence now, so I arrived here this morning, and I've just been kind of wandering around the city, and I had a few places that I really wanted to check out. Today was a bit of a reality check, because it's like the sun is just setting, and I've been thinking, like, why am I so tired? How can I possibly be this tired? Like, why do my feet actually hurt? And then I thought, like, I've only done about 8 hours of walking today. Why am I so tired? And I realized, like, it's because it's 8 hours. It's 8 hours of walking, and it really has been a lot of walking, and usually it's like 6 to 8 hours every day, and I think maybe it's just kind of catching up on me. But it's been really good. I like Florence. I arrived in this morning, and I booked a place. I ended up on a high-speed train, so I got to Florence a lot faster. It was meant to be a 4-hour trip, and it ended up being a 1.5-hour trip. And so I booked a place when I was on the train, and I arrived in. It was sort of by the station, and then I went there, and then so it was like a really good deal. It was less than 25 euros a night. And so I rocked up, and then they said, oh, actually it's going to be 31, and they started triple charging me for the city tax, and so I talked to the owner, and he's like, well, I know that I'm triple charging you for the city tax, and I know that I'm charging you a rate that's higher than the one that you have a reservation for, that's on your phone, on and on. He says, well, but it's still the best rate in Florence, and so you can either cancel it, or you can pay the price that I'm telling you to pay now. And so it was only a few more euros. I think it was the difference between essentially just under 25 euros and 31 euros is what he told me I needed to pay. And I was like, no, that's really dodgy, and I understood that it was still the best price in Florence for what was on offer, but I totally was not. Yeah, I just don't want to support people that have such dodgy business practices as to say, have a confirmed price, and then when you arrive, they say, oh, actually, no, it's going to be more. So a few euros didn't make much of a difference to me, but the idea behind it definitely did, and I said, no, I'm out of here. And so I reported it to Booking.com, and apparently it's not the first one. I probably should have looked at the reviews a little bit better beforehand, because, yeah, there's been like 10 other people in the last month alone that have had the same problem. So I felt like I had done the right thing, and I rebooked into the place that I'm at right now, which is even closer to the station. And yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but whatever, it is what it is, and they seem quite friendly here. So yeah, I've just been walking around. I went to the Duomo, which was I've been wandering around the city, and I walked past the Duomo. I thought, oh, I really want to go inside. I'll have to get a ticket later. And I kept wandering around, and I wandered up the Michelangelo Square area. It's on a hilltop that's about half an hour walk from the center of town. And so I walked up that hill or mountain or whatever you want to call it. And then, so that'll be the views of Florence that I post, like the city down beneath. That's from the top of this hill. And then I walked all the way back down in towards the city, and then so by this time I was just starting to feel it, and then I walked back towards the Duomo, and the queue wasn't too bad. So I queued up, and I thought I was getting a ticket, and I had to get a ticket anyway. But when I got in, she's like, oh, you can go up right now. And I'm like, I don't know what I've obviously just bought a ticket for, because I thought I was going to go inside the Duomo. And she says, no, you get to go up top. And so part of the ticket that I had obviously bought was for the bell tower. And the bell tower, as unbelievably awesome as it is, it is 500 steps up and 500 steps obviously right back down. And it had an amazing view. I think I should have some pictures that I can post to that one as well, to the blog as well. And it's really, really super narrow, and thank goodness that I'm not claustrophobic, because I could see some people like getting all panicky. It's really like almost the size of the lift in the bed and breakfast I was at in Rome that I posted a picture for. It's just like barely one person squeezing through, let alone two people trying to pass each other and going in the opposite direction. And the stairs are really, really steep. So anyway, I made it up to the top and looked around and thought, oh, it's lovely. And then I walked back down the 500 stairs. And then I walked over to the place with the statue of David. And the queue was ridiculous for that. So I just thought, nah, going to pass on that for now, and we'll see about tomorrow. And yeah, so there was a lot of wandering around, and Florence is a much, much tinier city than Rome, for sure. It's really easy to get around Florence for the most part, and there's not the tour groups so much as there are in Rome. It's just a lot more laid back and lovely. I don't know if you can... Yeah, there's just people wandering around down on the streets, and like I'm right in the middle of Florence, so it's kind of what it is all over the place. And so I am going to aim for a really early night. I'm back in here very early, like it's only about 8:30, and so I really want to get a good night's sleep tonight so that I can get up super ridiculously early tomorrow and catch the first train out to Pisa and see the Leaning Tower, and then catch the train back to Florence, because I have to go back this way anyway, and then I'll use the remainder of my ticket to go inside the Duomo, and then probably go see David, and then continue on. I still want to get to San Marino, but I don't think I'll probably stay in San Marino. I'll probably go straight to the coast. The accommodation looks really cheap out there, and it looks really lovely, beachy kind of area, really, really close to San Marino, like a very short bus trip away. So that's the hope for tomorrow, but if it takes longer than I think it might, or the queues are horrendous, then I will just suck it up and have another night here in Florence, perhaps. So tomorrow should be pretty action-packed as well. But today was pretty awesome. I really liked today. And I don't think I had anything super crazy to eat. Oh, yeah. No, I was gonna say I bought fruit. There's fruit. Those little apricots down there, and I have eaten most of them, and then I realized I had one that I was pulling out the pit from, and I had eaten half of it already, and then the other half, it had little worms in it. And I thought, oh, I don't know how my stomach's going to handle that one a little bit later. So, and I had some lasagna as well. I bought some lasagna from the supermarket, and it said you're meant to cook it, and I couldn't be bothered. I was just so hungry that I just sat down and ate it cold. So here's to hoping that the stomach holds out. Yeah, with worms and uncooked lasagna. But, it was still good. I don't regret it. Alright, I think, that's all I need to say. Good night.